Welcome to Today in History, your daily AI podcast. Here, you'll discover what made this day special, from famous events and breakthroughs to the birthdays and passing anniversaries of legendary figures. So, let's check in and travel back through time one day at a time.
Okay, today we're doing something pretty unique. We're taking one single day, October 13th, and really digging into it.
That's right.
Yeah, the idea is to see what shakes out when you map the history of just one day using these different lenses, not just facts, but maybe finding connections, like between a Roman emperor dying and a Pakistani musician's birth.
It's a fantastic way to look at history, actually, because when you cross-reference sources like this from different cultural spheres, October 13th stops being just some random date.
Right.
It becomes this global crossroads. You see ancient politics, massive engineering leaps, big cultural shifts all colliding.
So our job really is to pull those threads together for you, find those aha moments.
Exactly. The ones you only get when you force these different perspectives to kind of, talk to each other.
Okay, better strap in then. We're covering about 2,000 years. Emperors, navies, survival stories, cultural icons. It's a lot for one day. Let's do it. So where to begin? Maybe ancient Rome? October 13th, 54 AD.
54 AD. Okay. What happened?
Well, that's the day Roman Emperor Claudius died, and the circumstances are, let's just say, highly suspicious.
Poisoning, right. That's the common story. By his wife, Agrippina.
Almost universally suspected. And what happens next is pure power politics.
This is where Nero comes in.
Instantly, Claudius's adopted son, Nero, is made emperor. Straight away.
And he leapfrogs Claudius's actual son, Britannicus.
Completely bypassed him. And that single maneuver, well, it was critical. It really set the stage for, one of Rome's most notorious periods.
Nero's reign. So this wasn't just a succession, it's more like a coup.
You can definitely see it that way. It destabilized the dynasty. And starting his rule with a, let's be honest, probably murderous power grab, it defined the paranoia and cruelty that followed, a foundational moment.
Wow. Okay, so the date's already showing us state power in action. Let's jump forward, way forward. 1307, France.
Yes. Another massive event. King Philip the Fair orders the mass arrest of hundreds of Knights Templar.
The Templars? On what grounds?
Officially, heresy. But most historians agree the real drivers were financial and political.
How so?
The Templars were incredibly wealthy, powerful, almost a state within a state, and the French crown owed them a lot of money.
Ah, so the heresy charges were convenient.
Very, and the sources are clear. Confessions were extracted under torture. So Philip basically used this religious pretext to wipe out a powerful internal rival and, crucially, seize their immense wealth.
Brutal. And effective, I suppose.
A real turning point. But the date keeps delivering these royal power shifts. Just a few decades later, 1399.
Henry IV of England, crowned at Westminster Abbey.
Exactly. Beginning the House of Lancaster's rule. So you see this pattern. Power consolidated, rivals removed, new dynasties established.
Okay, let's shift from monarchies to republics. The U.S. comes into play on this date too, right?
Absolutely. October 13th, 1775, the Continental Congress formally establishes the Continental Navy.
Which is the direct ancestor of the U.S. Navy today. Foundational stuff for American military power.
And sticking with foundations, 17 years later, 1792.
The White House cornerstone, laid in Washington, D.C.
It's quite remarkable, isn't it? On the same date, you get the foundations for both the nation's naval power and its executive residence, the architecture of the new republic.
Moving into the 20th century now, geopolitics. What stands out?
Well, something both our English and Urdu sources highlighted. 1923, Ankara officially becomes the capital of Turkey.
Right, replacing Istanbul. That's a huge symbolic shift, moving away from the Ottoman past.
Absolutely. It signals the Republic of Turkey looking forward, a clear break, a modern statement.
And there's another major political reversal on this date during World War II.
Yes, 1943, Italy. After Mussolini's fall, the new leader, Marshal Badoglio, announces Italy is declaring war on Germany.
Wow, switching sides mid-conflict.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A complete reversal from being Axis partners. So, yeah, October 13th really seems to be a day for these dramatic power pivots, liquidating rivals, establishing new orders.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. From politics and power to, ingenuity and human resilience against some pretty tough odds.
Yeah, this date has its share of that too. And actually, let's start with something the Urdu source brought to light. Something maybe less known in purely Western accounts.
Oh, what's that?
1914, Garrett Morgan's invention of the gas mask.
The gas mask. Crucial invention, obviously. Why is it highlighted, particularly in that source, do you think?
Well, while there were other patents around similar ideas, Morgan's contribution was significant. And think about the timing, 1914, World War I.
Right. Chemical warfare was just beginning.
Exactly. The gas mask becomes immediately essential, saving countless lives. It's an invention responding directly to a global crisis, industrialized warfare. So its impact resonates really deeply across borders, maybe making it a higher priority in historical narratives outside the immediate Allied context.
That makes sense. An engineering solution to a horrific new reality.
And innovation shows up in science, too. Back a bit, 1892, Edward Emerson Barnard.
Really do.
He discovered a comet using photography for the first time. Not just looking through a telescope, but capturing it on a plate over time.
Using technology to see differently. That must have changed things.
Absolutely. It changed astronomical discovery. But October 13th also has a darker side. Unexpected disasters. 1970s seem particularly bad.
Okay. Like what?
Well, 1972, the Andes flight disaster. Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571.
Oh, the one where they crashed high in the mountains? The survival story.
That's the one. Horrific crash. 28 initially survived, but the sources really emphasized the incredible, grueling 2 months that followed. Only 16 were eventually rescued. Just an unbelievable story of human endurance.
Just harrowing.
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, 1977.
Another aviation event, but this time political. The hijacking of Lufthansa Flight 181.
Who's behind that?
4 Palestinians. They were demanding the release of imprisoned members of the Red Army faction, the RAF.
The German militant group.
Exactly. It really shows that web of transnational terrorism and political struggle that was so prominent in the 70s. Groups connecting across continents. It's complex.
It sounds it. But amidst all this disaster, there's also triumph, right? Incredible resilience.
Definitely. Jump forward to 2010, the Copiapó mining accident in Chile.
The miners trapped underground.
Yes. And October 13th was the day the rescue operation successfully concluded. All 33 miners brought safely to the surface.
After how long? It was ages.
A record 69 days underground. Just an amazing feat of engineering, international cooperation, and sheer human will.
Wow. 69 days. And you mentioned something else. The English source links this date to disaster reduction.
It does. October 13th is noted as the International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction.
Maybe not a coincidence then.
Perhaps not. The date seems to carry this weight of both facing catastrophe and sometimes overcoming it, learning from it.
Okay, let's talk about the people. The individuals born or who died on October 13th. It's quite a list.
It really is. The range just in politics alone is kind of staggering.
Like who?
Well, you've got Margaret Thatcher, born in 1925. Longest-serving British PM of the 20th century, an icon of conservatism.
Okay, and who contrasts with her?
Decades later, 1989, you get the birth of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a major progressive voice in U.S. politics today.
Wow. The Iron Lady and AOC sharing a birthday, that does give you whiplash, like you said.
It perfectly shows how this date seems to collect these powerful, often polarizing figures.
And the arts. Seems like a big day for entertainment, too.
Oh, absolutely. You've got music giants like Paul Simon, born in 1941.
Great songwriter.
And then a whole host of comedians who really pushed boundaries. Lenny Bruce, also born in 1925, same year as Thatcher. And Sacha Baron Cohen, born 1971. Plus the actress and singer Tisha Campbell Martin.
Quite a collection. But what really stood out for you here, especially looking across both sets of sources?
For me, it's the clear cross-cultural recognition. Both the English and Urdu texts highlight legendary figures from the Indian subcontinent.
Okay, like who specifically?
Ashok Kumar, born 1911, a foundational figure in Hindi cinema. His career spanned, 5 decades? Hugely influential actor.
Right. And the other name?
Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, born 1948, the Pakistani Qawwal maestro.
Of course. His voice is incredible. He brought Qawwali music to the world stage, didn't he?
He absolutely did. Took it from regional devotional music to global phenomenon. Inspired musicians everywhere.
And the fact that both sources, English and Urdu, flag these two figures.
Exactly. It speaks volumes about their lasting cultural impact, way beyond just national borders, a shared heritage recognized globally. It's one of the real payoffs of looking at history this way.
Definitely. But there's one more really strange pattern about this date, isn't there? Something involving Nobel Prizes?
Yes. This is statistically, bizarre. The concentration of Nobel Prize winners who died on October 13th.
How many were we talking about?
Across the sources, we counted 5, which seems like a lot for one specific day.
5. Who are they?
Okay, let's see. Carl Adolf Gellerup, literature, died 1919. Walter Hauser Bratton, physics, died 1987.
Breton, co-inventor of the transistor.
Yeah. Then late Hupp, Peace Prize winner, controversially, died 1990. Dario Fo, Italian playwright, literature, died 2016.
And wasn't there a very recent one?
Yes. Louise Gluck, the American poet, literature laureate, she passed away on October 13th, 2023.
5 Nobel winners. Physics, peace, literature, all passing away on the same calendar date. That is weird.
It is. No explanation offered, obviously, but it's just striking.
It really underscores how this single day seems to capture these huge moments of human achievement, both beginnings and endings, big entrances and very significant exits. All right, this is where we dig out those really specific, maybe unexpected details, the kind of things that often only pop up when you read across different sources, especially like our Urdu source provided.
Exactly, the hidden gems. Okay, how about a military surprise we didn't cover earlier?
Lay it on me.
1987. The Urdu source notes this is when the U.S. Navy first used dolphins for military operations in the Persian Gulf.
Wait, dolphins, like trained military dolphins?
Apparently so. Deployed in a conflict zone.
That's wild, especially when you think back to Section 1, the founding of the Continental Navy in 1775. Wooden ships, sails, and just over 200 years later, the same institution is using trained marine mammals in the Persian Gulf. That's quite an evolution in naval strategy.
It really is. Shows you the sometimes hidden, kind of extraordinary ways military tech develops. Okay, shifting to culture. Another detail from the Urdu source, this one quite poignant.
All right.
It mentions the death of Amir Minai in 1900. He was a renowned Urdu poet and writer.
Amir Minai. What's the specific detail here?
The source notes that one of his diawans, that's a collection of his poetry, was actually lost during the 1857 War of Independence in India.
Oh, wow. So his work literally became a casualty of the conflict.
Exactly. It's not just a biographical footnote. It's about the loss of culture, a voice potentially silenced or diminished because of the chaos of war, a whole collection of poems just gone. It adds this real layer of tragedy.
It really connects personal loss to, huge historical events. Powerful. Okay, what else? Something about Pakistani history.
Yes, a significant legal and political note. The death of Hamudur Rahman in 1975. He was the 7th Chief Justice of Pakistan.
And his significance.
He led the Hamudur Rahman Commission. This was the official inquiry set up to investigate the causes of the split of East Pakistan in 1971, which led to the creation of Bangladesh, a hugely important investigation into a national trauma.
Okay. And the key detail from the source.
It explicitly mentions that the Commission's report, despite its depth and importance, was never officially published by the government at the time.
Never published. So deliberately suppressed.
That's the clear implication. It gives you this window into a really sensitive, contested part of national history where the official record was maybe deemed too politically damaging to release. It shows how history can be managed or hidden.
Fascinating. Okay, we need some sports on this date too, Shirley.
Oh, yeah. October 13th delivers there too. The English source notes, the very first modern World Series concluded on this day in 1903.
Who won?
The Boston Americans, who later became the Red Sox, beating the Pittsburgh Pirates.
The first World Series.
Okay.
And something much more recent.
Absolutely. 2019, at the Chicago Marathon, Brigid Kosgei of Kenya didn't just win, she smashed the women's marathon world record.
What was the time?
An incredible 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 4 seconds. Just astonishing.
So from the dawn of a major American sports tradition to a cutting-edge world record in endurance running, October 13th covers the athletic spectrum too. #tag outro. Well, what a journey through a single date. October 13th, we started with potential murder in ancient Rome.
Tracked the founding stones of the U.S. Navy and the White House.
Celebrated births from Maggie Thatcher to Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. Saw tragedy and incredible survival.
And what really strikes me is how much richer the picture becomes when you synthesize across cultures. Without the Urdu sources, for instance, we might have missed the specific context around Garrett Morgan's gas mask.
Or the Navy dolphins in the Gulf.
Or that heartbreaking story of Amir Minai's lost poetry. It proves history isn't monolithic. It's viewed and valued differently. These collaborating perspectives are key.
So what's the final thought for you, our listener, to take away from all this? We started today with an emperor's suspicious death, Claudius, and the violent end of a powerful order, the Knights Templar. Dark stuff.
Yet today, October 13th, is actually celebrated in different parts of the world. It's Rwagasore Day in Burundi, marking the assassination of a national hero. It's also Thai National Police Day.
That contrast is pretty stark, isn't it? How can one single date hold such incredibly different meanings? Imperial betrayal, military foundations, national holidays, tragedy, celebration, all packed into 24 hours across the globe.
It's a powerful reminder, I think. October 13th shows us that history isn't static. It's constantly being written, rewritten, felt, and remembered in vastly different ways depending on where you are and who you are. Every day on the calendar is this living, breathing mosaic of global memory.
That's all for today's episode of Today in History. Thanks for listening. Join us again tomorrow to uncover more moments that shaped our world. Until then, keep learning, stay curious, and make history in your own way.